Good. Well, I guess it's afternoon now. Yes, just on my time. But hello, it's Lynn here, and we're in Kitely, and it looks like it's just Tram and I for now. So, Tram, how are you? How are you on a individual lesson, a one-on-one? You're going to have a lot of reading to do. You'll have to hope Shiny comes back.
Yes, I think she will. I think she will do what she can do to get back
I hope
to this
so.
session.
I hope she manages it. It's always so frustrating, I know, when things don't work out right and it crashes or whatever, but there's nothing I can do. I'm
Won't
afraid.
mention this, Lynn.
I know. I
Mhm,
can't.
I
I
know.
know. I can't do anything about it. But today, the reason why we're in the little magical circle, if you like, okay, so we're in a virtual Stonehenge with little magical mushrooms, not magic mushrooms, don't get excited, and little fairies floating around, is because today we're going to talk about imagination. Okay, so imagination, what does that conjure up in your brain, Traum?
Um, Imagination. Okay, it's something that uh, is will be created in my head, in my brain. For example, if someone says a sentence, and the person is telling me about his last holiday, and they tell me about what happens, what was the weather. I mean, at this moment, I can't see it myself, so I get a picture in my head. For example, what I get when they tell me the story about their last holiday, for
Okay.
example.
Yeah, yeah, and that's his imagination. So what you're imagining, so the verb is to imagine, and what you're imagining is imaginary. Yeah, so you've got an imaginary picture in your head. In some ways, when we come into Kitely, when we come into virtual worlds, we use our imagination. Yeah, we imagine ourselves in these worlds.
Yes, it is an abstract world.
Yeah, and some people are imaginative. They don't struggle to imagine anything. They're very imaginative. Would you call yourself an imaginative person, Traum?
No, I think I'm a concrete person.
Oh, you're concrete. Okay, I'm a, yeah. How could you call? I like that because I'm like thinking, okay. Would I use the word concrete? Oh, no. I'd say unimaginative, but that's a little bit unfair to call you unimaginative because you've just said you're an imaginative person because you can conjure up the picture of somebody's describing on holiday. Maybe ordinary as well. We can talk about, oh, I'm an ordinary person, but then what's ordinary? A bit again, it's a little bit too broad to call yourself ordinary. What's ordinary? What's normal? Maybe realistic. I'm a realistic person. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that sounds really better.
Yeah.
But sorry, I was a bit thinking of German language because when there is a nomen, there exists an abstract nomen and a concrete nomen. And so I thought I could call
Well,
also
yeah,
myself
we
I
have
am a
the same.
person.
We do have the same, but we wouldn't use it as an adjective to describe a person who doesn't use their imagination much. Concrete, yeah, we have concrete nouns, but they're a specific grammar term. We wouldn't apply that in the same context to a person. But maybe I'm very realistic. So Shiny, can you hear us? Can we hear you?
Okay, sorry, I was kicked out of this place. Sorry for that.
Kicked? That sounds so brutal.
I felt that. Sorry.
But it's good that you're back. Okay. I'm not sure why you would have been kicked, because that shouldn't happen. But anyway, we'll see. Let's fingers crossed that you'll be able to stay with us. So, Shiny, would you call yourself imaginative or more realistic?
I used to be a imaginative person, but if we want to live a life successfully, I think we have to become a realistic person. So I force myself to become a realistic person.
Okay, interesting. But I think it happens to many of us. You're quite right. But we've got, I thought what we could do to start with today is read a few quotes about imagination and the positive side of it. Okay. So, for example, some of these might surprise you, and they might make you think, oh, why did I stop? Why did I try to become more realistic? So, because of what you just said, Shiny, I'd like you to read this first quote by somebody called Sampath Bandara. They're one of these positive thinking gurus, okay?
And I must say, the imagination also a very powerful tool. It helps you to achieve your need very quickly. It inspires you more when you think about it. Sampath Bandara.
Yeah, I've no idea. Sampath Bandara, I don't know. Sampath Bandara, I don't know. We'd have to ask that person. Okay. So, do you agree with what that person has said, Shiny? Do you think imagination can be a powerful tool?
It depends on what kind of job you do, right? If you are a designer, or we just take it as an example. If you are a designer, I think you have to use your imagination to do your job well.
So if you're in creative work, you need imagination, yeah? Okay, let's give Traum one. Okay, and Traum, you consider yourself to be a realistic person. Okay. Let me give you this quote. Sorry, Traum, yeah?
Linda, could I compare Shining's text with a to-do list? You know what I mean? When I know what I have to do in a day, then I write a to-do list without to produce a picture in my head where the work is done. I know what to do, and the imagination could help me to find a nice man, to find myself, to feel better in myself, because I see myself inside as a wonderful woman and so on.
Well, when it comes to the imagination, I would say all of the above. The danger would be if you imagined all your to-do list completed and went and had a cup of tea. That's what I normally do. I imagine I've done everything, and before I know it, the day's gone and nothing has been actually done. but maybe I could imagine up a few minions to do all the work I have to do for me, but it doesn't work. It's not worked yet anyway. Okay, here's one for you, Traum.
Yeah, okay. As crazy as I am, as crazy and weird as the image.
I think, yeah, 222 Traum seems to have killed your sound somehow. That's coming back. Hang on. Okay, it's better now.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, could you read that again? Because it broke off right at the beginning. Oh, no. Yeah, I think you've got a connection problem, Traum. So I'll read it out, okay? As crazy and weird as the imagination of children can be, we need to encourage that type of thinking. Even participate in imaginary events with our kids. Okay, now that's why I gave you that one, Traum, so that you could... oh, Shiny, you seem to have lost all your clothing. Hang on, let me get rid of you. Okay, Traum, have you got voice back?
Nevertheless,
sorry, Traum. No. Sorry, Traum, I can't catch what you're saying. We've got some real problems today. I don't know why. My connection is absolutely fine and very stable. I'm just having a look at the network links, and there's nothing wrong with the actual connection we've got. Yeah, but okay, try again, Traum.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Okay.
Okay. Strange. I don't know what it could be this time.
I don't know.
What is it this time?
It was there were no green wavy lines in the recording. So anyway, given that particular quote, would you agree, as a mum, would you agree? Do you encourage your children to use their imagination?
It depends on, I have to say. But I tend to tell them what I think, what I feel about the matter. Yeah, it's my kids aren't so small as the imagination could be. I think the older, also the more kids grew up, the more the imagination get lost, especially the ones little children used to have.
Okay, now it's interesting you say that the imagination gets lost, that we somehow lose our imagination along the way. Hello, Artem, nice to see you. Can you hear me? Can I hear you?
Oh, hello, I do. I hear you.
Good. We're talking about imagination today, and we've just been reading a couple of quotes. I don't know if you saw the quotes.
I think the word imagination...
I think chatbot doesn't record the history, who just entered the room.
Sorry, Artem, I'm not sure what you meant.
I think chatbox doesn't record the history of what we were talking about
No,
before I
no,
entered
but
the
I can
room.
give you the two quotes we've used. So hang on a second. Traum, what were you saying?
I think the word imagination is a wide field, what I could think of. Because I know a teacher, and the teacher, when she says the sun is blue, then it is blue. There is not a but. Yes, for me, imagination, it can be something, I want to imagination something wonderful, something it could be that way. Ja, ach du meine Güte. Okay, full stop.
Yes, even talking about the imagination, you need a little bit of imagination, don't you?
Yeah, but kids can develop this easily and can get lost in games actually, because imaginary world much more better than real world.
Oh, interesting, Artem. Careful here then.
Yeah.
Don't lose yourself here. But can you see the imagination being... I mean, it says here, the first quote we read, which was the second quote I've posted up for Artem, the imagination is a powerful tool. It can help you achieve your need very quickly, and it inspires you.
An example, please.
Okay, well, imagine all the things we have in our lives now that didn't exist before. How did they come to be? How did we end up with an internet? How come I've got a microphone through which I can speak and talk to you guys?
I think by chance.
By chance, okay. Just an accident.
Yes. The world is chaos actually. Everything is happening by chance.
Well, yeah, it depends whether you believe in complete chance or if you believe that things are going to happen regardless, just a case of when. Okay, it's interesting. It's interesting. Now, sometimes people don't use the word imagination. Maybe it was a dream. Yeah, somebody had it. I have a dream. Dreams and imagination, they can be very... Yeah, they can go hand in hand.
There exists a lot of origination of the world, and I'm in favor of Big Bang.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't use the word... When we get to a certain point in our lives, and in business circles especially, many business people don't use the word imagination. They use the word visualization. Visualize it, to visualize it. But it is actually the same.
But more practical word, I think.
Yeah, it just sounds more practical, but really visualization and imagination are very, very tightly bound. Yeah? To visualize
It just feels
something,
a little
to
bit
imagine
down.
something that's not there.
The word visualization feels just a little bit down to earth, I think.
Bit more,
Because
well,
I
it's a bit
think
more
it's-
professional sounding, isn't it?
Yeah.
And maybe it's because imagination's been given a bad reputation. Okay, so Artem, you haven't read a quote yet, so I'd like you to read this quote in light of what you said about virtual worlds, actually. Okay?
Use your imagination not as an escape from reality, but as an aid to making your reality the best it could possibly be. Amy Pendergrass.
Yeah, Amy Pendergrass. Amy Pendergrass.
Pendergrass.
And that's from a book called Productivity Stick It. I love it. But yeah, the best it could possibly be. So possibly. Do you want to just say that? Possibly.
Yes, possibly.
Yes.
Possibly.
Yeah, anything possible. Okay. Okay, what do you think of that one then, Traum? Do you agree? Do you disagree?
I don't know. Yes, I agree. I don't know. I I was that all of you saw the movie Matrix. Matrix. Did you? With Neo.
What, the film?
Yes, Matrix.
The Matrix.
Yes.
We call it The Matrix. Yeah? Oh yeah, I've seen The Matrix. I've seen all of the Matrix series actually. Started off well, ended up a bit pat and trite. But,
Yeah, in first series there was a character which name is Cypher, which betrayed his team and sold the information to the Matrix. Did you remember this?
Oh, yeah, kind of,
You
sort
just-
of.
He just don't want to be in real world to eat this awful, eat porridge, eat meat on a daily basis all the time, live in awful condition. He just want to reconnect to the matrix. He just food just not real, but it tastes better. And
Yeah,
he
I can
chosen
imagine
to
it's
be
coming. I
with
mean,
an imaginary world.
within the next few years, I can imagine that kind of being able to plug into virtual experiences will have that kind of immersion. Dangerous. I mean, you shouldn't. But is that really your imagination? If it's been programmed for you, you're not truly using your imagination. You're piggybacking on somebody else's.
I think boys more in danger.
So you see imagination as being a dangerous thing. Okay, well, believe it or not everybody would agree with you. In China, the government wants to encourage more imaginative people.
To what?
To encourage more imaginative people.
I think just push technology further.
Well, just to have an edge on being creative. And there's a lot of, if you just look on Google and just search for China imagination encourage, you'll find lots of very interesting articles from the Financial Times, from Time, from different different business sites like Forbes, where the Chinese are speaking out about, we need to be more imaginative. Why aren't we imaginative enough? Because they've realised the creativity is not there. They've had people following the rules for so long, they'll not be able to think out. Have you heard the term to think outside the box?
I think it's just the system, the regime is just socialism there. It's not allowed to think.
But exactly. So when you put rules and regulations in place to stop people thinking about certain things, you are limiting their imagination, and they're self-limiting. Traum, it all starts in the kindergarten. Okay. Remember, we do say kindergarten, by the way, in English.
Oh, kindergarten with a hard G.
Yeah.
Forbidden, they're totally.
Ah, yes, okay. Yeah, I mean, there is not much room for imagination when someone, especially as a child, when they are in an institution. They have to play, they have to eat, they have to sleep, they have to listen, they have to sing, they have to what else? Always in a program, yeah. There is a 20 minutes.
You're saying have to. They have to do this. They have to do that.
You don't tell me I shouldn't say must.
No, I love it. You're quite right.
Isn't it so? Isn't it?
You're perfectly correct.
I'm 25. Yes, they have 25 minutes to play with a toy. Then it's finished. They have to put it away because they have to sing or to draw or to paint or so. will we ever have Leonardo da Vinci?
Well, at
When-
some point,
when
I'm sure
I
he
think
must
it's
have had
a-
some kind. Yeah, I'm sure he must have had some kind of lessons. But certainly, he's a great example, Traum, of the imagination, because he imagined things that didn't even start to exist in his lifetime, but later came about. So he had a fantastic imagination. But we've still got imaginative people in the world. Because we are coming up with all these amazing inventions, etc. But I think imagination itself is undervalued. So let's do some reading, okay? Okay, so this is taken from the English magazine, and it's called The Power of Using Your Imagination. And it's not about children, it's about you as an adult, okay? Okay, so, Shiny, can you hear us? Can we hear you? I'm not sure where you are. Are you still trying your outfit?
I'm behind the Peter.
Are you?
And,
Have you
yes,
got any
I'm
clothes
sitting.
on?
I actually don't
Sorry
see on
for
which
that.
mushroom she's sitting.
No, she's not sitting on a
Where is-
mushroom. She went to hide to change her outfit. But I daren't search for you, Shiny. So, so Shiny, if you could, I'm not going to search for you in case you don't want to be broadcast to the internet. Would you like to read the introduction and the first section? Okay, up to imagination unleashes creativity. Is that okay? Can you do that?
Yes, sure.
Awesome, well done.
What happened?
I'm not sure. Would it be better if I just posted up the text for you, Shiny? Would that be easier? Okay, there's the text, Shiny, in local chat, okay?
Seemingly she vanished.
No, I'm not sure. She might have crashed, but Shiny, come back! Oh, Reem's joining us as well.
No, I'm here, but
you-
I can't see anything here. There's
Okay,
no
let me
article.
do a shout then. Hang on, I'm not sure how that would work, but let's try it. Does that work? Or I'll send
Only
it to
me?
you. This is the problem with going to hide, Shiny. Okay, I'll send you an instant message with it in, okay? There you
Okay. Oh, thank you.
go. Okay, no problem. There's always a way around these things. Okay, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, when we are children growing up, our imagination is the key to untold worlds. And it has been shown that kids with very active imaginations are more likely to dream and strive for greater things as adults. It is a sad fact that all too often, as we grow up, we are told to get our heads out of the clouds, to stop daydreaming, and that living in an imaginary world is not good for us. But stifling your imagination is the worst thing you can do to yourself, as it will only pave the way for accelerated aging and all too often a life that feels unfulfilled. Not convinced of the power of using your imagination? Read on.
Read on. It's just giving instruction to the person reading the article. Very well done. Okay, so the first word, greater. Greater. To be great, and it's greater.
Greater.
That's better, good. And then all too often. Now you can say often or often, but not oven. Oven is like a cooker. So often or often. I don't mind whether you pronounce the T or not. I tend to say often, but often is okay as well. But all too often. All too often. Try it.
All too often. All too often.
That was it. Good. And then stifling comes from the word to stifle. Okay. Stifling your imagination, suffocating it. Okay, so try it with a long I. Stifling.
Stifling.
Very good. And the last word from to accelerate. So when you're in a car, you put your foot on the accelerator and you accelerate. And of course, it's in the past tense. So normal, everyday, standard verb, accelerated.
Accelerated.
Not accelerate, like apple, accelerated.
Thank you. Accelerated.
Yeah, to accelerate. Good. Any questions?
Only comments.
Okay. So let's just see if there's any questions. Okay, Artem, what would you like to say?
Yeah, but I actually agree with it. But if everyone will just dream, who will do tedious work?
Ah, good question. Good question. You might have heard of robots. I think we're entering it. I mean, this is purely me talking now, not me as a teacher or a rational human being, but I have an imagination, and I believe we're coming into a time when humans need to start using our imaginations more, because a lot of the tedious work it's actually no benefit whatsoever to have an imagination. They're going to be taken over. I mean, already, the robots are doing a lot of the tedious manual work that we used to do. And so maybe, the robots will take over the tedious stuff and we can be more creative again, maybe. But anyway, yeah. Hello, Reem. Can you hear me? Can I hear you?
Hello, Lian. Hello, everyone.
Hi, nice to see you.
Hello.
Okay, so Traum, would you like to read the second section, Imagination Unleashes Creativity?
Yes, Lynn. There's no need to cut and paste it because I got it.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
I think to childhood. I should read to childhood. Okay.
No, from Though Many Take Creativity.
No, I ask you how far should I read? The last word is childhood.
Until the end of that section. Yes. Well done.
Yes.
Sorry, I was like, what? No.
I have to blame my English name. Okay. Imagination unleashes creativity. Though many take creativity for granted, it is a trait not possessed by everyone. Many people are labeled as primarily right-brained or left-brained, if such a thing exists. It is argued that highly intellectual, logical types are less likely to be creative, have less wild imaginations, and are typically rule followers who do not believe in much of anything that cannot be logically quantified. Regardless of the left brain, right brain argument, imagination unleashes creativity, allowing you to live a life filled with potential. The creative individual does not see the sky as the limit. Instead, the limit is far as he or she can imagine. They not only think outside the box, for them there is no box, and so their brains are constantly challenged, fuming and conjuring up all sorts of goodies. anything the mind can conjure is good enough to become true, be it at work, life, personal goals, accomplishments, or anything. A very good trait to cultivate from childhood.
Very good. Well done. Nicely read. So quite a few little verbs in there that you might not know yet. We'll start with creativity though. Create. To create something. Yeah. To be creative. And to show creativity. So it's a long
Okay. Okay. Creativity.
Creativity. You're saying crear. You're using the German R. It's A. Creativity.
Creativity.
That's better. That's better. Good. Okay. Then typically. Typically, yeah. T with a T. And it's a silent A. So it's not typically. It's more, you can say typical. So if something is typical, but then you say, oh, typically I have a cup of tea in front of me today. Typically. It's so typical.
Okay.
Of me. Okay, the next one, humming.
Is it a schwa sound, Lynn? Humming?
Yeah, to hum. Humming, yeah. Now, Dope, you've asked about humming. Now, in one sense of the word, in one context, humming is the noise you make when you just hum along to a song. It's what the sort of noise a bee might make when it's buzzing. Yeah, we say it's humming. And go, that's me humming. But in this context, it means kind of busy, yeah, like a busy bee. It's humming along. It means it's active. It's working in quite a nice, maybe in a sort of understated way, but everything's working properly. So right now, Kitely is humming along. Okay, and then the last one, Traum. So the verb for humming is to hum, yeah. And then the next one, the verb is to conjure. And the word was conjuring.
To conjuring.
Yes. But if you notice, there's a little preposition after it. So it's actually a phrasal. To conjure up something. Yeah. I conjured up this article for us to read today. It's like to create, to just bring out of nowhere.
Okay. To conjure up something.
That's it. Well done. Good. Does that answer your questions, Artem?
Oh, thank you. I don't have any questions. Thank you.
Okay, I mean, to conjure something generally means to use magic. Okay, a conjurer is a magician. But to conjure up something can just mean to create something. So, oh, we were hungry and Lynn conjured up an omelette. You know, as if it was magic. Of course it wasn't magic. Lynn will have broken eggs, beaten eggs, added milk and salt and pepper and maybe some peppers and some courgettes and some other nice goodies into, and suddenly made an. But to everybody who didn't see the process, it's like it was magic. I conjured up an omelette out of thin air.
Okay.
And you'll sometimes hear that in conjunction, to conjure up something out of thin air. Means out of nowhere. Okay. Any other questions?
Lynn, I cannot everything accept in this text because, I mean, it's of course okay when we say to the kids daydreaming is good, also for a grown up. But for example, when they sit in school and the teacher has to say something important about German grammar. They have to, their grammar is incredible, huge, and when they cannot follow, it's not good for their future when they are still daydreaming, because last night was long. They didn't go to bed early because they had to finish watching a film. You know what I want to say? Daydreaming is good in a certain time of a day, but you have to be concentrated when it is needed.
Okay,
and
you have to concentrate, not to be concentrated. You're not an orange. Yeah, you have to concentrate.
That's okay. Oh my God.
You have to be able to concentrate. Yes, of course we do. When we're crossing the road, it's no good if we're imagining that there isn't a bus coming towards us, because the bus, if it hits us, will bring reality. It's a reality check. What I'm saying, though, is that it shouldn't be discouraged. We shouldn't be actively discouraging, or what this article is saying, we shouldn't be actively discouraging the use of our imagination to daydream, to have our, and there's another word for, now daydreaming isn't necessarily using our imagination, it just means not being really where we are to daydream. There is imagination in there, but it means taking ourselves out of this reality and thinking about what we're going to do when we get home and what we'd rather be doing than sitting in a stuffy old classroom doing a test. To daydream.
Yes and no. Yes.
Don't you wish yine exist in English? All things in moderation. Okay, Artem, I'd like you to read the next section. Yeah, having a more active imagination. Okay, do you need me to cut and paste it for you? Have you got the text, Artem? Dope. Ooh. I think he's gone off to make a cup of tea. Oh, I thought you were daydreaming.
No, I just for a bit muted the mic and just forgot to turn mute. I was talking actually to you.
I'm afraid you were talking to yourself. So, do you need me to cut and paste the text, or do you have it?
No, I follow.
Okay,
I follow
lovely.
On site.
Okay.
Having more active imagination boosts empathy. Empathy is the act of being truly sympathetic to another person without ever actually experiencing what they are going through yourself. Sadly, many people do not know how to express empathy. And the reason for this is simple. It's not because the person is bad, individual, or mean-spirited. It simply means that individual cannot imagine the feelings of the person experiencing a particular event, and thus cannot truly relate. Your imagination may leave you in a good position to offer a shoulder for a comfort or support, as you are able to envision going through the same thing as a person suffering, and thus able to demonstrate what you think a person needs at that time. Being of service towards other people in that way promotes your own mental health and emotional well-being.
Very good. Nicely read. Nicely read.
I
Just the
didn't
one word.
Or mean-spirited. This collocation I didn't get. Mean-spirited.
Yeah. If somebody isn't particularly helpful, or if they're just not very good at relating to other people, we could say that they're mean-spirited. They're not willing to assist or help or even just lend a sympathetic ear. Then they might be seen as being mean-spirited. They might just not know how to. They might not have been raised in order, they might not have grown up in a supportive environment. Might have been every man for themselves, or every boy or girl for themselves. Very competitive environment, and that can then have an effect later in life. Okay, just the word, one word there, Artem. Promotes. To promote.
To
something.
promote.
Yeah.
Promotes.
Promotes.
Promote.
Yeah. We sometimes talk about
Second
promotion, but
syllable, promote.
in this context though, it's not like promotion at work or to be promoted. It just means it actually develops your own emotional well-being. Now, it's talking about emotional well-being. Do you all know what IQ is? Does everybody know what IQ is?
Yeah, it's just capacity of brain.
Yeah. Do you know what it stands for?
Oh,
The intellectual.
Not intellectual. It's intelligence quotient, or intelligence quotient, if you prefer the American spelling. So it's basically a scale of a measure of how intelligent you're considered to be. Okay? And people do IQ tests online and think, oh, I'm really intelligent, or oh no, I'm thick. But there's another measure called EQ. Yes, Shiny. Yeah. Do you know what EQ is, Shiny?
Quotient.
Emotional.
Yeah, emotional quotient. Or basically a measure of emotional intelligence.
Do you know what Stephen Hawking said?
No.
The only thing humanity will left or will stay is the humanity, is the empathy, because all the other things will be done by computers.
By robots, by artificial intelligence.
Yes.
Because that brings us nicely, thank you, Traum, to AI. And I think at the moment in the news, certainly, if you follow the news, you will be seeing a lot about AI, artificial intelligence. So you've got intelligence as we define it as humans, but then you've got artificial intelligence.
yeah, recently there's been lots of film released actually about artificial intelligence.
Oh, a lot, and there's going to be more. Artificial intelligence and AR, augmented reality. I'm reading more and more and more about it. Some of it's positive, some of it's utopian, some of it is dystopian, as in very negative. But you can't ignore it. It's happening. You can't pretend it's not going to happen. It's happening now. Okay, so has anybody got anything they'd like to ask about that part of the text, or anything they'd like to say about it?
No, I think let's go to the second one.
Yeah, it's difficult when you're the one reading it, Dope, because you're reading it for pronunciation and you don't always read it for meaning. So, but don't worry, if you have any questions that you think of later, you can ask on the forum or even in the magazine if you wish to. Okay.
No, actually, I got it immediately. I was reading slowly
Good.
and trying to understand every single word while I was reading.
Awesome.
I wasn't in a hurry.
No, don't be in a hurry. I always say to people, don't be in a hurry to learn a language. You have to think about what you're doing whilst you're doing it. That's the problem with tests. I'm finding myself pushing myself through through to my German test without fully taking the time to understand everything I'm reading or discussing. I'm just giving out what I think the examiner will want to hear. It's not always a good way.
When I was preparing to exam in university, I was reading only few sentences in every passage.
Yeah. It's
That's
not
it.
good. But it's a skill. It's a skill, but it's something you need to stop doing after you've got your piece of paper. Okay. The next part then, Shiny. Do you need me to cut and paste it for you?
Yes, if you could do that for me, thank you.
No problem. I'll put it in nearby chat. You should be able to see it in nearby chat now. Okay. This is a bit of a tough one.
Okay.
Give it your best shot.
Yes, thank you. Imagination forges stronger neuronal connections in the brain. Those brain connections are a part of what makes you who you are, and forming new connections supports memory functions and keeps the brain vibrant and strong. Your imagination can be a useful tool for strengthening these connections in order to form long-term memories. Here are two explanations of how memory works. An intellectual will harness and strengthen memory by repetition. Studying work day after day enhances these connections bit by bit, or via physical practice. On the other hand, some who uses their imagination may know something well and be able to recall everything without seeming to make an effort. Take, for example, planning for their wedding. Years and years beforehand, that person could have meticulously planned and imagined their dream wedding, so that when the actual time comes, the planning stops and what they want pops up like clockwork. This can make imagination superior to theoretical learning.
Very good. Well done for correcting poops. Pops up, to pop up, yes, to appear again as if by magic. It's like conjure up, to pop up, okay? Okay, let's have a look at the two words there. So well done, nicely read. Just two words you need to work on. And you almost caught it. So it's not vibrate, it's vibrant. Vibrant.
Vibrant.
Yes. So, for example, when you hum, your lips vibrate. Hum. You can feel the vibration. Hum. But vibrant means bright, colourful, very active, a vibrant personality. Okay? So, vibrant. And then don't forget the one in someone. Don't drop that end, because otherwise it's just some, which relates more to things. And someone relates to a person. Okay? Some can relate to a group of people. There are some people who, but you'd normally add the word people. But some on its own could be things or dogs or cats. You know, you have to. So someone is very specific. A person. Okay. So try it. Someone. Oh, shiny. Oh, 222. Someone?
Someone.
Yeah,
Someone.
that's it.
Someone.
Yeah, that's it. Someone to watch over me. Okay, Artem, like clockwork, okay? If something works like clockwork, so it's got to have the like in front of it. It goes together, yeah? It went like clockwork means it worked very, very well. Okay? Because clocks, especially the old-fashioned clocks with lots of gears and springs, they're very accurate, they're very precise. So if something goes like clockwork, it works very well, it works very smoothly. Okay, Artem?
Yes, thank you, I get it.
Okay, good, good. Okay, any questions? Any other questions, I should say?
Meticulously.
Meticulously, you mean?
Meticulously.
I had to work out what you were trying to say. Hey, it worked. I figured out what you wanted to say. Yes, you have to be. From the to be meticulous. So, for example, if you are building a clock, an old-fashioned clock with springs and gears and levers, you have to be meticulous for it to work. It has to be absolutely perfect. And to achieve perfection, you must be meticulous. You must make sure everything is absolutely measured and correct, and you're using the right materials. You show real attention to detail, okay? Very careful, very precise. Now, oh, I'm going to sneeze. Hang on. I just managed to mute before I deafened you all. Okay. You don't have, I personally believe you don't have to be meticulous in order to learn a language. I think you have to take a much broader view, and meticulousness with the precision of the language will come later. But of course, in order to pass exams and tests, yes, you have to be a bit meticulous when it comes to some of the details of grammar. You have to be careful, yeah? But only when it comes to tests and exams. The rest of the time, yeah, you can just, as long as people understand you, that's all that matters. Thank you, Tram. You wouldn't have said bless you if you'd heard the sneeze. You'd have gone, ow. Okay, so Reem's coming back online. Let's see if she's got voice before we before we finish up. Oh, hi Reem, welcome back. Okay, Reem, would you like to read the last bit? Have you got voice?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, here it is then.
Yes. Just a moment. Yes. Imagination poets socially, not social interaction. There is major difference between creative and intellectual types. Individuals with a more activity imagination find it easier to relate and deal with people from all walks of life. This is likely where introverts and extroverts come into play. Intellectuals are happy begins on their lonesome with a good book or something to entertain themselves, while actively seek social interactions. Social interactions is important later on on in life, as organ of relationships is essentially for development and growth as an individuals. People with more activity imagination find it easier to relate to and deal with people from all walks of life. Social interactions has been proven in scientific studies to ridic to ridicule to ridic yeah to ridicule risk of demonate and onset of age related cognitive decline. It helps to keep the brain young and healthier as you age. The Alzheimer high Alzheimer's Association advises that loading and activity social life protected against memory loss. Spending time why I yes.
Have you finished?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
nicely read. You didn't end the sentence to me. Maybe it broke off. So spending time with friends and family and engaging in stimulating conversation supports overall brain health and promotes mental wellness. Okay, so that's the end bit. But let's have a look at your individual words. The first one, promotes. Promotes.
Promotes.
That's
Promote.
it. To encourage, to develop. Okay. Then the next one,
Okay.
intellectual.
Intellectual.
That's it. Good. Again, remember, look at the syllables. Yeah. Then the next one, you've got a problem with the word active. Every time you see active, your brain goes into some strange activity. So active. That's simple. Active. The E is
Active.
silent. Yeah, active. That's it. Not activity. An activity, that's the
Yeah.
noun. But to be active, yeah, that just means to do stuff. Okay? You have to be active. Remember, you have to be an active member on the forum.
Yeah. I'm so nosy.
Then the next one, two words. They're both antonyms of each other. Introverts and extroverts. Extroverts are outgoing people. They love parties. They love meeting people. Introverts are people who prefer to be on their own, who prefer to read a book, and would prefer to stay at home. And they don't. Introverts tend to be shy. Extroverts tend to be very outgoing. Okay, so introverts and extroverts. Try it.
Introvert and extrovert.
Okay, introvert, extrovert.
Extroverts.
Not turfs, vert. Extrovert. Same ending. Introvert, extrovert.
Extroverts.
Okay, close your eyes. Don't look at the word. Just close your eyes. Extrovert.
Extroverts.
Extrovert.
Extroverts.
That's it. You're going to have to practice that one.
Finally.
Fine, it doesn't matter. We're not in a hurry. Well, we are because we're running out of time. But anyhow, next one, being. To be, I am being. Yeah, being. That's it.
Being.
Yay.
Being.
Yeah, that's easy. Then the next one, creatives. People who are creative are often called creatives. Try it. Creatives.
Creatives.
No.
Creatives.
Where are you getting the second T? Close your eyes. Don't look at the word. Creatives.
Yeah. Creatives.
That's it.
Creatives.
That's it. Yeah, to create, to be creative, you are a creative. Okay? Then,
Okay.
again, this word active, but this time actively, the adverb actively.
Yes, actively.
That's it. Good. The next one is from to forge, forging.
Yeah. Forging.
Yay.
Forging.
And then essential.
Essential.
Yep.
I read it essentially.
Yeah.
I think.
Try to read what's there.
Essential.
Do like Dope does. Just slow down a bit. Look at each word as an individual thing. Yeah, just slow down a bit. Anyway,
Yeah.
The next one, reduce.
Reduce.
Yeah, the opposite is increase, reduce. And then
Yeah.
these words, dementia
Demential.
and Alzheimer's.
Demential?
Dementia and then Alzheimer's.
Dementia.
Alzheimer's.
What? Alzheimer's?
Yeah, Alzheimer's Association. Dementia and Alzheimer's go together. They're both degenerative brain disorders. As you get older, your brain ages. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so Alzheimer's is an illness.
Alzheimer's. It's association.
Yeah, Alzheimer's Association.
Association.
Good. And then in between those two words, we've got decline.
Decline.
Perfect.
Decline.
And the last one, from to lead, leading.
Leading.
Good.
Leading.
Good. Okay,
Thank
so
you very
I'll
much.
read the conclusion because we've run out of time, as usual. Okay, being an intellectual.
Can I ask one question?
Oh, sorry, Arthur. Yeah.
One. In this sentence, individuals with a more active imagination finds it easily to relate and deal with people from all walks of life. From all walks of life. What does it mean?
It means from people with different life experiences to you, from different countries, from different social strata, from different classes, from different educational backgrounds. It makes you a more rounded person. Some people can only speak with people they know. Some people can only speak with people on in the similar job to them or with something they have in common with. And then people like Zom can speak with anybody. So from the bin man to the queen, I don't think it would matter. Okay. Imagine Zom talking to the queen. Maybe not the queen's. Maybe the queen's not a good example with Zom, but no, the ability to converse with people, no matter their background. Okay. Okay. So, in conclusion, being an intellectual should not be the yardstick measure for being smart. It's our imagination that offers a completely different perspective on life, which ultimately makes it worth living. Children should not have their creativity stifled, but it often happens in a structured learning environment. So, cultivate and promote your own imagination whenever possible. Your brain is counting on you. Okay. So we will stop there. And as I say, if you have any comments, if you'd like to ask anything about the article, then ask me on the forum or leave a message in the magazine, and we can start a discussion.
Did you write this article?
I edited the article, yes, but I didn't write the whole thing, but I edited it. Okay, I've got some special powers I have where I can edit articles like this. But it's something I
Great,
really
yeah.
believe in. When I was at school, I was considered to be a daydreamer. I was considered to have my head in the clouds. It's actually written on my school reports. Always has her head in the clouds. Always this, that, and the other. Always daydreaming. Oh, I wish she'd come back down to earth. And I took it on board, but I think they were wrong. Of course. Anyway.
I bet teachers always were talking to you.
Yeah,
Please,
always.
attention to the board.
Pay
attention to the
attention.
board.
Are you listening? Pay attention. No, you'll never hear me say that. I might say, oh, he's gone to make a cup of tea. But if you're daydreaming, it's still thinking. Thinking's good. And daydreaming is just another form of thinking. And in answer to Traumwelt's thing about the German grammar and the mathematics, etc., yes, it's very important that we learn things, but the way we learn them doesn't have to be quite so painful. Especially today, where we have technology that can make things so much more interesting. You daydream
Yes, that's
secretly,
right.
Shiny. Yeah. Don't do it in secret. Be proud of your daydreaming. Okay, I'll share a couple of songs as well about this, because there are some lovely songs about imagination and daydreaming. So I'll pop those on, probably on Google Plus. Okay. But thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed the session. And
Yes, thank you. Enjoyed a lot.
you're welcome.
See you later.
See you. Yeah, I'll be in Google Hangouts, of course. Same link as last week. Okay. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye, bye everyone.